Novel Library, Risqué Good Girl Art Vintage Paperbacks. Hi, I'm Gary Levisi, and this time I'm going to take a look at the Novel Library series. This is the entire 46 book run from number 1 to 46. Novel Library was a offshoot or a imprint of Avon Books, or became an imprint of Avon Books. There's a little bit of confusion about the early days when they started. The spines are beautiful. I mean, they're just very colorful books, and they have really great good girl art. And there's some really cool books in the series. Just to show you, and this is something that they were published from 1948 to 1950. This is number 1. And they're really attractive books. The inside covers, there's the cover, I'm going to show you that anyway. But the inside covers had the Novel Library logo in the front and in the back cover. And they were published by Novel Publications, Diversey Avenue in Chicago. Now that's something you should keep in mind, because they're not listed as being published by Avon Publications. And later, after the first few books, Novel Publications becomes Diversey Publications. And then after a while, Diversey Publications becomes an imprint of Avon Books. Diversey and Novel were in Chicago. Avon Books was strictly in New York. So there's a little bit of a confusion on some of these books. The first 7 books in the series were by 6 of the first 7 were by Jack Woodford, who also was the publisher of Woodford Press, and was a very important key guy in the book publishing field in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. And there may have been some connection between Jack Woodford and Novel Library, because it's interesting in the back of the book, they have advertisements for Novel Publications, but they have for Fiddler's Fee and Proxy Princess, which are future books in the series. But some of these were Woodford Press books. So we're going to take a look at that situation, whether it's has to be looked at a little more closely. But for right now, we're just going to take a look at the books themselves and the cover art. The back covers are pretty much the same. They have the Novel Library logo, and then a little bit about the book. So we're going to take a look at them now. Three Gorgeous Hussies, number 1, by Jack Woodford. And number 2 is Ecstasy Girl by Jack Woodford. And number 3 is Free Lovers by Jack Woodford, Fiddler's Fee, as I mentioned before. And again, the back covers are pretty much the same. So, the cover artists in the series, Peter Dribbin did at least one of the covers for number 18. Raymond Everett Kinsler did at least 2 for number 17 and 41. William Scheuer did one for number 10 and maybe more. There's also Canadian editions with no number in the circle. This is also book number 3, Free Lovers, and there's a variant on that. And all the books, they have the number in the corner, and then the number on the spine in a circle. And the Canadian editions, which I don't have any of those, but they have no number in the circle. So these are the 2 editions of Free Lovers, and this is a variant. The next book, number 4, is Passionate Princess by Jack Woodford. Next one is number 5 is Wanton Venus by Maurice LeBlanc. And then number 6 is Peeping Tom by Jack Woodford, one of the classic all-time great lingerie, good girl art. Peeping Tom, keyhole covers. I don't know who did the cover art on this. Maybe it was Bill Ward. I'm not sure, but it's a great one. It's a classic, beautiful. And number 7 is again another Jack Woodford book, Grounds for Divorce. So of the first 7 books, 6 are by Jack Woodford, and I do not believe that there are any more Jack Woodford books after that. So there was some kind of a connection between Jack Woodford, the Woodford Press, and early novel library books. At about this time, number 7 or 8, also novel books becomes Diversey Books, and later on, Diversey Books at their Chicago address ends up putting in a New York address. So there's a little bit of confusion with that, and we'll try to address some of that a little later. In the meantime, we're just going to enjoy some of these covers because they're really gorgeous. Number 8 is The Regenerate Lover. And I believe that's Peter Drubin cover art. Number 9 is The Street of Painted Lips by Maurice de Number 10 is Women Without Love by Roswell Williams. Number 11 is The Villain and the Virgin by James Hadley Chase. And this is the classic hard-boiled noir, No Orchids for Miss Blandish. Very, very hard-boiled crime book under a different title. Number 12 is Uneasy Virtue by Dana Wilson. Beautiful, beautiful cover art. Very, very nicely done, risque, cute, sexy. Not really sleaze yet, because this is the 1948, 1950 period. So it's really kind of early. And many of these covers, this artwork, would later be used on Avon Digest magazines in the early and middle 50s, and also on Avon comic books, love comics, romance comics, and on Diversey and Avon bedside readers and Diversey love novels and things like that were in digest size. But those would come after this. So this is where this artwork, I believe, originally came from. Number 13 is A Good Time Man by E.P. Keating. Good Time Man is hard to find. Number 14 is Gold Diggers by Lois Bull. Some of these covers are just great, just beautiful. Number 15 is Playthings of Desire by J. Wesley Putnam. Playthings of Desire. Number 16 is Women to Love by Sinclair Drago. Number 17 is Frisco Gal by Clarkson Crane. One of my favorite covers. I think this is a Driven. Number 18, Bedroom Eyes by Maurice de Cobra. I believe that's a Peter Driven. Yes, it is. Number 19 is Louis Beretti by Donald Henderson Clark. Hard-boiled crime gangster novel set in New York City. Number 20 is One Night with Nancy by Wilson Collison. Beautiful girl, an amorous male, a great weekend. Cool cover art. Beautiful girl in the bed. You can see the guy underneath there hiding. I guess when the husband comes in, see he's under the bed there. This is all these kind of risque, kind of romance, sexy, cute situations that the covers had, and that the artwork and the stories promised in these books. Of course, they really couldn't deliver anything anywhere near hardcore or explicit. It was just like innuendo and just a little bit of teasing, but it was cute and it was fun. And the covers are terrific. Novel Library number 21 was The Love Toy, is The Love Toy, by Anonymous. And I don't know who he is. And number 22 is Mirabelle, Woman of Passion by Ellen Caron. So there's the first group of Novel Library books. Now we're going to take a look at the next group. Number 23, Broadway Virgin by Lois Bull. Number 24, Infidelity by Arthur Weigel. Number 25, Venus on Wheels by Maurice de Cobra. Number 26, The Immodest Maidens by Eleanor Brown. The Cult of Beautiful Girls in Love Games by the Sea. Beautiful cover. These are stunning covers. Number 27, Ladies of Chance by Anthony Scott. An alcoholic booze drunk cover of a woman passed out with an empty bottle, playing cards. And Anthony Scott was a pseudonym. Might have been early Brett Halliday. Number 28, The Love Clinic by Maurice de Cobra. Number 29, All Dames Are Dynamite by Timothy Trent. Just a great title. All Dames Are Dynamite. And the guy's sneaking in the window while she's asleep. It's like Peeping Tom kind of action and kind of a little weird. Number 30 is Diary of Death by Wilson Collison. Kind of a sexy suspense novel. Number 31, Millions for Love by Colette Roberts. More traditional romance. Number 32, Dishonorable Darling by Wilson Collison. Number 33, The Women in His Life by E. Nash. Very kind of traditional wedding romance scene. Number 34, The Crystal Girl by Stephen Longstreet. Number 35, The Lady Said Yes by George Victor Martin. And this is a photo cover. Jack Woodford does come back. Number 36, Male and Female. And then one of the most notorious in the genre, but it was tampered down, was number 37, James Hadley Chase, hard-boiled crime writer. This is 12 Chinamen and a Woman. And the original title was a little different. They called it The Chinaman instead of a more derogatory title. But Avon, later, when they republished this, they didn't use The Chinaman. They used a more derogatory title. So go figure. Number 38.
You need water. Get up and get it.
60 Seconds by Maxwell Bodenheim. Excuse me. Number 39, No Bed of Her Own by Val Lewton. You know, when you talk a lot, you know. Number 40, Wild Parties by Max Leaf. Number 41, Help Wanted Mail by Thomas Stone. And that's Florence Stonebreaker. Number 42, Lady for Love by Alan Schultz. And then we get to the most intriguing book of them all. What it's doing in this series, I have no idea. Number 43, How to Play Canasta by Richard L. Frey. This is a book on how to play the card game Canasta, which I guess was very
Go get your water.
very popular at that time. Let me get some water. I'll be back in a second. Enjoy the looks at books. Yeah, I should have had a glass of water at the table with me. Okay, back. Yeah, the Canasta book, very interesting. Totally has nothing to do with the series, but it's in there anyway. And I guess Canasta was very popular, and they just stuck it in there. I don't know, but it's like so weird that it's in this series of these kind of books. Number 44, Teach Me to Love by Jack Woodford. Makes another comeback here. Really nice cover. And two of the best ones. Number 45, Blonde Baggage by Marty Holland, the girl in the suitcase. Just this cute, sexy, totally politically incorrect cover. And then the famous number 46, Maxwell Bodenheim's Naked on Roller Skates. And that's the last book in the series. The thing is that Novel Library, at some point, it seems, was perhaps independent. I did a book years ago. This is from 1997, and it's a Paperback Parade Collector's Special, which I published. And it has all the information about all the books in the series, and also shows all the covers in the series. And the thing is, it kind of takes a look at Jack Woodford a little bit, and tries to figure out what was going on at the early point with the Novel Library books. What was the relationship between Novel Library, Jack Woodford, Woodford Press, the novel books, Novel Library and Diversity Publications in Chicago, where Avon was a New York outfit, and eventually it seems like Avon took them over, but not really certain about that. Probably that's something for researchers in the future to look at. But hope you've had a good look at some of these covers and enjoyed them. I think the Novel Library offers some really great risque, good girl art, and it's a really fun series to collect. They're just really beautiful books, and the thing is, it's a cool series. It's 46 books, so it's not too big of a series to manage for somebody to complete. And there's a couple of books like Naked on Roller Skates, and a couple of others, maybe Blonde Baggage, and the one with the keyhole cover might set you back a little bit in really nice condition, but otherwise they should be in moderate price range for decent copies. So it's a cool series, and again, I want to thank you for looking. Hope you enjoyed this look at Novel Library. Give us a thumbs up and a like, and see you next time. Thank you.